Crown Victoria. Oh, well, decided that I should do a live stream. I haven't done one in a while, and I figured this would be a nice long one. Taking a nice drive back up the Carroll County from Baltimore. Currently downtown on Charles Street. Just met up with Clueless Drivers of Maryland. So shout out to him. Me and him came down here, met up, drove around. Saw a couple good ones. Almost got sideswiped because, you know, people can't figure out double turns and stuff. I even told him before the, you know, we made the turn that I could almost guarantee that that guy was going to do it. And he did. Because, you know, people are predictable, and Baltimore City is Baltimore City. No one knows how to drive down here. But yeah, we went our separate ways. He's heading back down to where he lives, and I'm currently on my way back to Carroll County. So currently on Charles Street, like I said. Traffic's a little backed up, it looks like. Don't know why. Anywho, I guess I'll also give some just generic check-ins, normal checkups and stuff like that. So life's been doing pretty good. Been working full-time at my current employer. Things have been going pretty well. Been given new responsibilities and so forth, which has been pretty cool. Because there were some days that I admit, sometimes I was just like, why am I here? But since they've given me some of the new responsibilities and stuff, I'm actually like doing stuff now, not being tied up on, or not just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. Excuse me. Coming up to the Washington Memorial. Washington Monument, whatever you want to call it. The original one, you know. This one was built before the one in DC. That's interesting. It looks purple on camera, but is definitely not purple. That's very strange. It's like normal white light with Christmas lights all around it, but this you can sort of see the Christmas lights towards the edge, but the middle looks purple, and it's definitely not purple. That is weird. That cab was not always blue. Must have been rear-ended or something, because that trunk is not closed. Either that or he's driving around with his trunk open. Turn signal would have been great, dude. I got this guy, just open spot right there, but nope, he's just going to be like stopped in the middle of the freaking road. Get on the road, dude. So also another update, if many of you guys may not be, or might, you know, not or know, or may not remember. So many of you guys know, for a while there I had three cars. I'm currently down to two. Old Blue, my first car, she died. At 273,000 miles. Oh, come on, dude. There's plenty of parking. Please pull it off. Don't do this. Where are you even stopping? Why'd you turn this? Okay. Anywho, Old Blue finally died at 273,000 miles. What in the hell is this guy doing? There's that. Your angle is fucked. Mount Royal, that's closed. Charles Street looks still open. But anyway, so yeah, Old Blue had 273,000 miles on it. She finally kicked the bucket. Her head gasket blew and the car kept overheating. The car wasn't worth putting the money into by having the mechanic do it. I decided to put the car in storage because I figured, you know, maybe one day I'd be able to fix her up myself, or at least have a good parts car, because many of the parts on that car were still good. Yes. But yeah, so Old Blue, she kicked the bucket. I put her in storage. I'm not gonna name the storage place or anything like that because I'm not one of those people. But you know, I got a storage unit, put the car in. They were really weird about it at first because they were like, oh, so legally, and the car is titled under my mom's name. Never had the car titled under my name because I got it when I was in high school, and for insurance purposes and stuff, it was easier to keep it under my mom's name and not. God, Buzz, could you fucking wait? Jesus Christ. Never had the car titled over and stuff, so they were really weird about it at first. So I ended up having to get my mom to come and co-sign for the lease so I could store this car here. And it was kind of one of those places I don't want to say I didn't have a choice to go to, but I kind of didn't have a choice to go or anywhere else to go because everywhere else wanted like some ridiculous amount of money to store the car. Like, you know, $350 plus. And I'm like, I'm not paying $350 a month. Like, that is ludicrous. So I found a place that was just under $200 a month. I was like, you know what, I can work that into my budget. That's doable. So I jumped on it. After only in there for about 4 months, they jacked my rate up. Went from like, you know, being under $200 a month to $275. Then just this past month in November, I get another notice. My rate's going up again from $275 a month to $311 a month. And I was just like, there's no freaking way I'm not doing this anymore. And I was gonna most likely end up getting rid of the car because I couldn't justify spending that kind of money to keep a car that isn't running. And it's like I shopped around for different places to put the car because, you know, I didn't want to necessarily cut it off right then and there, but I did find a place again under $200 a month. I called them up. Hey, I want to store my car here. I want a unit. This place, again, was going to be weird about it because I'm not going to lie to people. You know, the car's not titled in my name. It is legal to own. It's my mom's car, legally. But I'm the owner, or I do all the maintenance, I do all the other stuff. The guy, you know, so the guy was like, okay, well, we can do it this way, yeah. Pretty similar to how the other place was. But then, this was the real kicker. They told me I had to have insurance on the car, and I had to show continuous proof of insurance on the car. And I'm like, why? The tags on it are dead. The car isn't drivable. You know, why do I have to show proof of insurance? You know, it was just ludicrous to me. So, it's easy to say I wasn't going to go with that place because with how much I would have been paying in insurance, I would have been still paying $300. So I was just probably gonna. So I was planning on just pulling the car out of storage, bringing it back to my place, and either selling it to someone else, selling it to a junkyard, or I was talking to a friend, see if he knew anyone that wanted to run a car or would be willing to work with me and run the car in like a derby or something like that, a demo derby, and they would be, and if they, because I would give them the car for nothing. The only thing I would ask in return is, pull some of the parts off of it, so I could keep them, like, the wheels, something that's very hard to get. So I was thinking like the wheels, the windows, because they have to pull a lot of that stuff off anyway for the derby. And so I was going to work with them in that regard. It's like, here's a free car. I just want these parts off of it, type deal. But right. Anyway, but yeah. So it was just being. So it was one of those. But I was talking to a buddy of mine who I work with, and him and another guy him and another supervisor that I work with, they both store cars with this other guy in a different town. And this guy's cheap. Like, he owns the property outright. He owns it. It's his property, but he lets people lease out little garage space. And the one guy at work, he was actually pulling his car out of it and out of his space, and so a unit was coming available. And so the one guy hooked me up, gave me the guy's number, told the guy I was interested, that he had a tenant that was interested, or a possible tenant, I should say. And the guy, I called him, left him a voicemail. He got back to me and stuff, and oh my god, the guy wants to charge me less than what the current places are currently charging me. It's amazing. So, and this guy, the unit has electric, and the guy lets you work on the car in the space. So Old Blue actually might have a new lease on life. It might not be old, it might be a couple of years before that car sees the road again. But Old Blue might have a new lease on life, because I was looking online, and I can get a head gasket kit for that car. That's about $160, and that's an OEM factory from GM part. It's about $160. Oh, we lost their Honda. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that, and hopefully everything in that regard works out, because I told the guy I'm interested, and I'm like essentially I will do this, like. So, and the current guy that's in it, pretty much the day he moves out, I can move in, the guy said. He can get the lease and stuff set up, so it's pretty much a for sure thing. I mean, until the ink is on the paper, I'm not going to be like, woo, until the ink's on the paper and signed and stuff, but I'm pretty stoked about it, because I really hope to be able to fix that car up. And if I can do it myself, that will be even more, I think it would be even cooler, because, and a lot of car people would probably agree with me, it's your first car. It's one of those, like, it's, for a car person, a lot of times it's hard to let a car go, but it's really hard to let your first car go. And the fact that I may have the opportunity to actually fix it up, work on it myself, and stuff like that. And I know a couple of people that know how to do welding and stuff like that, so they, if I schmooze them, I might be able to work something out where they can help me get the metal fixed on the car from the one rust spot, which that's going to be the big thing. And the guy's driving without his headlights on and completely all blacked out car. Brilliant. But yeah, so that's kind of a really cool development that's going on right now. And like I said, it's probably not going to be for years, and I mean years, until that car is probably on the road again. I have no idea how to weld. I don't even have a welder, so if anything, I will have to teach myself. But it's just one of those things I'm a little excited about, and I hope things work out for it, because if I can get this car on the road again, or at least to a point where it's drivable again, I'd be very happy. Because I'm the deranged, psychotic guy that can't let his car go for whatever the reason is. And I shouldn't say that, because I was about to get rid of it. It wasn't like, I wasn't, but at the same time, it's like, ooh, I have an opportunity not to. But okay, come on, bud. Gas pedals on the right. Let me get in front of this Honda, because this Honda doesn't know what they're doing either. Come on. I bet you guys are going to read the sign if this light's red, that you can make your right on red after 7. Ooh. Oh, god damn it. Oh, nice, you're just going to do the bumper slide and go all the way from one lane to the other. But yeah, that's one of those things that I'm currently working on, and really too, on the things I'm thinking about doing, if everything does work out in this regard, I might actually, like, I don't want to say vlog, because I'm not a vlogger by any stretch of the imagination, but I might record myself doing the repairs and stuff, and the progress and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, this is one of those things that's like, who knows if it will even happen type deals, but it's something to think about, because I have the video cameras, I have the cameras in general, I have tripods and stuff like that I can set up, and maybe pick up some, like a few extra odd jobs to help fund it type deal. Because it's actually been one of those things, even before all this stuff happened, just to try and help save up a little bit more money. I've been thinking about looking to see if I couldn't find like a part-time, retail or something job where, I could do like 5 to 10, 5 to 9, 3 to 4, 2 to 3 days a week type deal, and take whatever money I get from there and just sock it away into a savings account. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Camper Mike. Trust me, I know the feeling. When I got laid off a couple years, it's gonna be 3 years in January. When I got laid off 3 years ago during COVID and stuff. Now I know that situation is a little different, but I mean, I was going insane. I mean, I will admit it was nice the first week not having to do anything, getting back into a normal sleep schedule, because I was working midnight shifts and stuff. So getting back into like a normal sleep schedule and stuff like that, I didn't mind that portion of things. But it's like, after that first week, I was freaking dying at home, just like, because no one was calling. I was applying to place after place after place. No one would call. The one place that did end up calling me, I was there for a day. In my opinion, some very sketchy shit was going on down there, and I was like, I am not going to associate myself with this. And I left. First and only time I've ever done that. First and only time I've ever, went to a place, worked a shift, and was like, not for me, I'm out, and bounced. and I absolutely hated it. And he's like, even my parents knew as soon as I came home, because I'm usually a very happy and chirper person. Like, and so when I am quiet, you know something's up. And it was one of those situations, and they like knew it from the start. And when I started telling them a lot of the stuff that was going on there, and this was a security job, and you know, I wasn't expecting it to be like Fort Knox or anything like that, but security isn't a hard job, and a lot of it's common sense stuff. You know, oh, I need to see your ID. You don't have an ID? Sorry, can't come in. You know, it's not hard. And these people were just, none of them were properly trained, none of them knew what to do. And some of the stuff that they were doing too, like with other people's, like, it was bad. But so it was one of those, like, I didn't want to associate that place. I got out and I just bailed out of there, not even questioning it. And then I got the phone call for the place I'm at now, and I couldn't have been happier because I'm Monday through Friday, good benefits. I wish the pay was a little better, but I will say this, the experience and camaraderie that I have been getting at the place I'm working, it's good. I like it. You know, for the most part, I get along with everybody. There's a few people that I can't stand, but you know, it's like that everywhere you go. There's always going to be someone that you don't agree with, but one of the things I try to pride myself with is I don't want the people that I don't like to know I don't like them. You know, I will work with you. I will be polite, courteous, and stuff for you. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're an ass, Mark, and I'm never going to be, yeah. I'm not one of those people. And by the way, Mark is a fictitious person. No one named Mark works where I live. Or work. Yeah, English. Anyway. So it's one of those, like, you know, I pride myself with that. Be the bigger person. You don't have to like everyone you work with type deal. And the people that think that you have to like everyone you work with are idiots, and I'm sorry, and I will fully admit and say that. And not even hesitate to say that. The only thing that you have to is just work with each other. You don't have to like each other, you don't have to get along, you just gotta work with each other. Anyway, getting off that topic. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of experience working there in the past 3 years, and I've learned a lot, and it's a good job. I really do enjoy it. I do think it's going to open a lot of good doors for me in the future, especially with what I want to do with my life. And one of the other things I'd like to update too is I finally started going back to the gym and trying to watch what I eat better. Although this past month has been kind of crappy, but it's also the holidays, and I mean, everyone does it. It doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean I should be doing it, but, you know, trying to get back in the gear of watching what I eat, limit what I eat, that type deal. But, you know, I went back to the gym, and I've actually grown in muscle mass, which my personal trainer and, you know, the dietitian stuff at this place, you know, they're flat out saying, like, you've been doing very well. Never, you know, most people we see come through here don't do this, and you're doing great. So that makes me feel better about myself. The fact that, you know, I am making good progress. But, you know, I'm human, and, you know, sometimes you're going to take step backs, and the only person that you have to blame is yourself, because you decide that you wanted to have that extra cheeseburger at the barbecue, or that, you know, extra slice of cake after you've already had one. You know, bad choices like those is reasons. But yeah, it's but 2023 I would definitely say has been a good year. A good year in review. And one of the things I do want to try and do in 2024 is I really do want to kick myself and get back into gear of like making more videos, doing more of these streams again. I don't know what type of timeline I will have. I really can't tell you, because one thing that definitely has happened this past year is I've definitely been doing more stuff, like going out, doing more activities with friends and family. Can you guys like hit the gas pedal? You're doing 30 and a 40. Anyway, so I want to definitely like sit down and try and make more time and get more videos out. I need the, like, one of the things, like, I'm not going to be as worried like if they're that long, and if it turns into a situation where, like, you know, I'm not making these 10-15 minute compilations, if they end up only being those 5, 6, 7 minute ones, I'm okay with that. I'll make changes where, you know, maybe my intro won't be as long as it usually is, type deal, and all that other good stuff. So it's definitely one of those I want to get back into doing more stuff. I want to, you know, post more videos of like the, you know, rail fanning and even just other just random stuff. So I don't know if, and like one of the ideas I've been pondering for a while is maybe like a rebranding. I don't know what that will necessarily entail, because I don't want to change my name drastically. I don't want to do anything like that. But, you know, I do want to experiment a little bit and just, you know, try new things, because I'm not like some people who are like, oh, I'm crazy about the views. I just enjoy making the content. You know what I mean? I know some people are worried about views and making money, and I get some, and I don't say that, you know, what those people do is wrong by any stretch of imagination. I mean, my channel's monetized. I run ads. You know, I don't have, you know, so I have no issues with people wanting to do that. But that's just not my primary goal. My thing is, yeah, I can get, you know, a check from Google every couple of months, you know, once a year type deal. It's like, sure, why not? You know. So to me, it's one of those, you know, I just like making the videos. So it's one of those, like, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, you know, unless it's something really went down my life where I had to, like, walk away from YouTube and, you know, anything like this. You know, something catastrophic would have to happen, you know. It would be something big. It wouldn't be one of those, yeah. But, you know, so it's one of those, I want to explore some options and stuff, and, you know, try to rebrand a little bit, get back in the habit of making regular content, and not have to, like, sit down and really push myself to do stuff again. And, you know, one of the things I'm trying to plan on doing here next few weeks, I'm thinking of taking a trip back down to Brunswick, which isn't that far from where I live. Brunswick has a rail yard in it that has not. It's actually really cool. It's partially a marked train station, so there's a massive parking lot where one can sit in all day long. It's open to the public. You get video of CSX and Amtrak and MARC trains going back and forth. Yeah, excuse me. And like I said, it's not that far from where I live, and it's one of those, like, I'm kind of kicking myself. It took me that long to discover that place. And they also have, like, an actual legit train watching platform that the town of city of Brunswick, I think technically they call themselves a city, even though they're not bigger than, like, Manchester. But anyway, you know, they put in their own little park. That's a train watching park and stuff like that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Got all the idiots out again. Got people weaving in. But so it's like, now that I know that place is a good place to go, that I can go and hang out and watch, get video and pictures and stuff like that. And you can see limited yard work from where I'm at, or from where you can go to and stuff like that. Something recently that I got too is I actually got a radio that's capable of being a scanner. Someone that I work with, the place that they used to work with, they bought their own radio to use for work, and average Maryland. Yep. She has a. Anyway, she where she used to work, she bought herself her own radio, and when she left there, came where we work now, we provide all that stuff, so she had no use for it. She knows I'm that little bit of a techie guy and stuff like that, so now I have my own radio that I can listen to the railroad and stuff on, which is pretty neat. And so yeah, it's one of those, like, I want to start doing a lot more of that stuff again, especially because now I have the capability of listening in and all that other good stuff, and it's really neat. So it's like, I definitely want to try and get more of that, do more of that stuff, do do more like Maryland Midland chasing and stuff like that, and see if I can't find some other railroads around here that are relatively easy to chase, and get pictures and stuff of, and video of, and I wish I got, like, it was actually fine on my way home from work today. If I was actually like another 5 or 10 minutes earlier, I would have caught a rare train on camera. Because CSX started running trains on the old Dutch line again. Well, I shouldn't say again. They have been running trains on the Dutch line for years, but it's been limited to one train, a stone train that goes north and south. They now have a local freight that runs on it again. And it's kind of cool that they do that, or that they have that one. And that one's a little hard to get video of. I do know a friend of an engineer that actually operates that train, so it's actually kind of neat to have those kind of connections again. But so it's one of those, I want to start doing a lot more of that stuff again. Maybe take a trip out to Cumberland, because I love the mountains. I know a lot of people that like going out to the beach and stuff. I like going out to the mountains. I really enjoy the mountains, and I like the mountains more than the beach. Mostly because more people like going to the beach, and I hate dealing with crowds. I really do not like crowds. I get very easily annoyed with people, and when you have to deal with, hundreds of people at the same place that you want to go, it oftentimes for me sucks the fun away from going to that place. So when I can go out to the mountains, and I'm literally the only person walking the trail to where you can see the trains and stuff from, and you're the only one there for hours, I like that. But so yeah, I'm thinking about like taking a trip out to like Cumberland and maybe some of the other places, because like in the springtime, I'm planning actually taking a trip up to Lake Erie, because the total solar eclipse that's supposed to hit, and I think it's like early April, the one weekend. So I'm planning on taking a trip up to Lake Erie to photograph that whole event, which I'm super stoked for. I can't wait to do that. I've never seen like a full total solar eclipse like this, and the fact that it's right in our back door. Yeah, I still have to drive 4 hours away, and I'm spending the night up there. I'm not going to worry about trying to drive that in one day, but I'm stoked about that. And on my way back, I'm thinking of maybe stopping in Altoona for a few hours to get video and photos of Norfolk Southern at the Horseshoe Curve. I'm thinking that would be a pretty cool little side stop to make. I think the last eclipse that I saw was the one that hit Baltimore. It wasn't a total where we were at. It was a total solar eclipse, I think, down in like South Carolina and stuff. But where we were at, you could just see the moon partially block the sun. And of course, you know, in typical Baltimore fashion, it was cloudy that day. Because why not? But in the little bits of breaks in the clouds, you could see a little bit of it, and that was pretty neat. But, and I do have like a backup plan, because I think it's supposed to like, so it comes over like Lake Erie and stuff like that, and like over Erie, Pennsylvania is where you can really see it well, according to like all the maps and stuff. But it goes down to like Ohio, Illinois, or Indiana, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to like keep an eye out and maybe book a separate hotel in Indiana or something like that, just as like a backup. So like if the weather ends up being, if they end up calling for the weather to be bad in Pennsylvania, I can switch, and it might be a longer drive, but switch to the other location, and you know, still get the opportunity to see it. It just won't be necessarily where I want to see it. But you know, so I think 2024 is going to be a fun year too. It's going to be I think a lot of stuff is going to happen in 2024. Because I try to have a positive outlook on things. I just try to. It's not that, you know, I don't. You know, it's not like I'm not like anybody else. I get anxious, I get depressed, I go through those waves like everybody else does. But I really do try to keep a positive outlook in life, because if you don't, what point is it? You know what I mean? You know, things are never going to go the way that you want it to go, and it's just, you know, just kind of take it with. Gotta live. Got an idiot in front of the car up here and don't have the lights on. There they go. They have their DRLs on. They have their actual lights on. Yeah, maybe they do. It's hard to tell if their lights are on. You can't tell if that's just a reflection. I think those are just the reflectors. I don't think that's their actual lights. One way to find out. Yep. Their lights aren't on. Those are your DRLs, bud. They aren't your real lights. I love it. He's speeding up instead of turning his lights on. That guy's just cut him off. Beautiful. And two bad drivers meet. Got, you know, the one that doesn't have his lights on. You got the one that just cut over at the last minute. It's not like there aren't plenty of signs that say exit ahead, this lane only. directions are okay. He's just an idiot. Something good's going on. That's second, I think those are fire marshal vehicles. Well, I'm glad I'm going the opposite direction, so. Come on, bud, you're doing a little bit of weaving here. Stay in the lane. Really don't feel like pulling it in. You were doing fine a second ago, now you're bouncing off the lines again. The fact that your lights aren't on, that's also a sign. Shit, there's another one. Yeah, I'm gonna patch you. I'm big one from you. Can't tell the difference between what DRLs are and your headlights are. Louise, there goes another one. I'm really happy I'm going this direction. Good lord. So those other two trucks that went the other way look like they're fire marshals. That one, well, the third one was some other SUV. That's an SUV. Something good's going on. Then y'all have a Balmer County scanner. Just turn it on. Something good's going on. It's probably state police or state fire marshals that those are. Before anyone complains, I'm not camping the left lane. One, there's no one directly behind me. And two, I need this lane to exit. As you can see by these signs, left lane only. Right lane goes on 140, this lane goes towards Route 30, and I need Route 30. And people in this area will not let you over whatsoever if you try to stay in the right lane on this stretch. So God forbid they let someone over. It's like you're asking them for their firstborn, son. Got someone on somewhere. Is that a Dodge Neon? I couldn't tell if that was a Dodge Neon or a Pontiac G6. One of the two. Well, it's funny earlier, so when me and Clueless met up, I merged onto 83 behind him, and I got this to drop down to first gear, even though I didn't really need to get in the first gear for that one. And so I let the V8 roar a little bit, and he was like, oh yeah. Anyone who knows the Crown Victoria knows that these cars just, when you slam that gas pedal, they just have a good sound to them. And shocker, last second person to jump over. Oh, and something exciting coming up too, I guess. And I don't know if I'll live stream any of this or not. I might the first night because I know generally where I'm going, and I don't really need a GPS for it because it's a straight line. I'm heading down to Florida for vacation in January, so I might stream a little bit of that. Either the first day or a little bit of the second day. The second day I may not stream the entire thing because that's going to be probably close to 10-hour drive, and once I actually hit Florida, I'm not going to know where the hell I'm going. So you know, when I'm driving just from Maryland down there, I mean, for the most part it's really easy. You just stay on 95 the entire time, but once you get down there, once you get to Florida, I'll have to get on the 4 once I get on the 4 and stuff. Also, I like to run the GPS so I know what exits to avoid, because or not exits, when I need to like bail off or something. Because last year there was a crash or something on 95 by the Georgia, or in Georgia. So had me bail off, and I drove through this like little small Georgia town right there on the coastline. It was wicked, and got right back on 95, and it was perfect because it was like it had me get off right at the exit where traffic was stopping. You know, I bypassed whatever the heck it was, and I got on the road and stuff. It bypassed me like 15 minutes to do. It took me right around whatever the backup was. It was awesome. So it's one of those. I'll probably run it for a while, maybe in between like North Carolina, South Carolina, maybe Virginia, and maybe I'll do it while I'm in Virginia. I don't know. So we'll see. If not, I'll just it'll just a lot of the clips and stuff will probably show up anyway, like I did the year before. But yeah, it's definitely a trip I look forward to. Nice break from work, get away from everything for a week. Hopefully this time no one gets the stomach flu. Last year, 9 out of 10 of us got norovirus or some sort of stomach bug when we were down there. And oh boy, it kicked my ass. My dad and I were probably the 2 worst ones. And I actually legit thought I was going to have to go to the hospital at one point. Like, I felt that bad. I was out of it. And it took me, so I think I got sick. I guess it was Monday to Tuesday. I was sick like all day Tuesday. I mean, I was like out of it. I would wake up, go do my business, come back out, go right back to sleep. That was pretty much it. And I mean, it was bad. And come Wednesday night, I was feeling better. I was like actually like awake. Not like about, but I still had like no appetite. It's like when I did try to eat, I just felt incredibly nauseous and just off. And come Friday, I felt a little better. And we did go out to one thing to try and get a little bit of our vacation back, but that was a mistake. I wish I had just stayed at the hotel. And I'm actually kind of thankful that things worked out the way that they did last year, because last year, originally I planned to take the auto train down to Florida. Then we had a family thing come up, and by the time I could hit the road on that Friday, I was going to miss the train. So I ended up driving down and taking the auto train back. And I'm so thankful that it worked out the way it did, because instead of having to make that, 12-hour drive back home, I stopped. I only had to drive like an hour on Saturday to get to the auto train, loaded up on the train, rode on that, and then that Sunday morning I only had to drive like an hour and a half back to home. Yep. Now, I remember that because my train had to stop. I was on that train that they had to stop and flag the intersection. Because I was even wondering, like, why the heck are we stopped? This isn't the crew change point for this train. But my plan is, to do the same thing. I'm going to drive down. I'm leaving Friday as soon as I get off of work. So that Thursday night I'm packing everything in my car and stuff, so I'm ready. So Friday I just have to go out to, or Friday as soon as I get off of work, I'm driving south and, heading down to Florida. Because I'm stopping in North Carolina to spend the night. That's my midway point. And then Saturday finish my drive, get down to Florida, get to the hotel and stuff, and then spend the night or spend the week there, come back that following Saturday, take the train, explore a little bit of the crap. Why am I forgetting the name of the town? And I am strong like the Florida terminal right now, and that's Sanford. There we go, Sanford. They actually have a little, at least last year, I don't know if they still do, but they actually had a little shuttle. Is if you get there like right when they open, like I did last year, because I think I was like the first or second car in line, because we got kicked out of the hotel at 10, so it was like I had nowhere else to go, so I just went and just sat there and waited. And wait until they let me like queue in and stuff. They actually have a little shuttle that runs from the terminal to downtown Sanford to let you walk around and stuff like that, and hit up the town, because usually you have like 2 hours before the train departs. Or yeah, so I'm definitely going to do that this year, as long as I'm not like still recovering from like stomach bug or something. Oh shoot, that dropped to 289. I should have gotten gas up here. God dang it! I filled up down in Baltimore because I saw a Shell station down there that was 289, and I don't like getting gas down in the city. And they're still at 309. Dang. Why such a huge difference? That's like that's 20-cent difference. Good lord. But I'm still happy I took the opportunity anyway, because I had rewards points that were probably going to expire anyway, and I was able to get gas for $2.44 instead of $2.89. So I hoard points like no one's business. At the one gas station near where I work, I signed up for their rewards points, and now I have over $1 off of gas. And they have like no limit on how much you can use at one time. So I'm just letting that build up, and the day I actually leave for my Florida trip, I'm going to stop and fill up there before I hit the road. use my points, because I have over $1 off at this point. So, you know, that'll be a good way to start the trip and pay. You know, if gas prices continue this, you know, I would be paying $1.80 something a gallon. And if they keep dropping, shoot, I might even just put super in just to help clean it out. That's at $2.84. Shoot, I should have gotten gas down here. Huh. Like dropped since I left, because it was not that cheap this morning or this afternoon when I left. They were all still $3. But yeah. I'm gonna pull off in here, and I guess I'll end the stream in this parking lot like I usually do. Come over here. Strobe light. This area here. Alright, let me just do this. So, alright guys, I guess I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks for tuning in. It's definitely, like the title says, it's been a minute since I've done a stream. I know my compilation videos and stuff have been all over the place recently, but I am really going to try and put an effort in the getting back to a schedule. I don't know what the schedule will be, but I definitely plan on doing that in 24. So, all right. Well, I guess I'm going to sign off here, and hope everyone has a good holiday. If I don't have another stream or anything like that, have a good Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See ya.